Now to the fight against COVID-19. The FDA, as you know, has postponed a review of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for children younger than 5. An advisory committee was actually set to meet tomorrow to discuss whether to recommend an emergency use authorization for the vaccine. But the FDA saying it makes sense to wait until all the data is in on the proposed 3-shot. Right now, the data is only in on the first 2 shots. That data is available right now. Joining me now for more on all of this is Chief Innovation Officer at Boston Children's Hospital and ABC News medical contributor, Dr. John Brownstein. Dr. Brownstein, thanks.
Good to see you, Phil.
Good to see you, too. Right off the bat, what do you make of the FDA postponing this review? A good thing, bad thing?
Yeah. You know, obviously, this is disappointing news to a lot of parents, but I do think it's a wise move. We have to make sure that we have the best data possible to drive decisions. This is super critical. And what we saw is that initially regulators believed that they could bring through this 2-shot strategy, but now new data is coming to light, especially with the surge of Omicron. It's very clear that we need more data on efficacy to drive decisions. So there's that 3-shot data that's probably going to come into April. They want that collection of all that information to make the right decisions around what is the right dosing strategy for our kids under 5. I think everyone would agree we want the best data before we start offering those shots, the best safety data, the best efficacy data. I would urge people not to jump to conclusions. There does not seem to be any new safety data, so that's fine. It's all about the ability for the FDA to really determine the right efficacy, and it's 2 shots versus 3 shots. We just have a little bit longer to wait for our younger kids.
Over the last couple of days, I've done a lot of reporting on this, spoken to many parents with kids in that age group, 5 and under, down to 6 months. You know, some are saying that they are really frustrated because they thought that would be the first step or the last step in really getting back to life. Others say better to be safe than wrong. What should parents take away from this? And is 2 months really a long time to wait after all this time?
Listen, it's easy for me to say that 2 months isn't a long time, but for so many parents, I have older kids who have gotten the shots. I know the parents of younger kids are waiting. I get it. I can't minimize that, but it's so important to get this correct. You know, the FDA has to do its job and has to follow the science. We know these vaccines are safe. 8 million kids and counting have gotten the vaccines in older age groups. We know these vaccines work, but the FDA has to make the right decision. We know that there's issues around vaccine confidence. The further you go down into younger age groups, the less parents are wanting to get vaccinated or kids. So we need all that data. Parents need to be reassured that the FDA is taking its responsibilities seriously. This is all about good science and action, and this is what we expect out of the FDA. We're so close, so you know we just got to hang on a couple more months here.
All right, and so while we hang on, there's this. The debate about masks in schools is in full force after states begin to remove their mandates. So while that's happening, and now we have to wait a little bit longer, do you think it's too soon to remove masks in schools?
Yeah, this is a really tricky one, Phil, because, you know, we're on the other side of this surge of Omicron. We've got to hang on a little bit. And yes, we want to start seeing those off-ramps. I know so many people are calling for them. You know, but it's not one size fits all. We have to practice nuance here. You have schools with older kids, high vaccination rates, low transmission. Removing that mask, we may start to see that, and it might make sense because that's data driven. But if you have younger kids in schools, you have high transmission, low vaccination rates, that's really the data telling you that it's not quite the right time to remove masks. So we have to be careful and make sure that the data is driving our decisions. And yes, we only have a little bit longer to wait for those younger kids. So better be prudent in most situations. So, you know, again, let's wait to see this Omicron surge go away. And then I think we've got vaccines and masking can start to disappear finally.
Dr. John Brownstein, thanks so much. It's always great to have your expertise take us through some of this information. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Phil.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.